Why is it that the vast majority of golfers, as they get older, actually lose club head speed when there's always a couple people who, oddly enough, increase their club head speed as they get older? What's the difference? Well, you've come to the right place, because today we're going to talk about ways to increase your club head speed as you get older. I'm PGA teaching professional Todd Cope, Director of Instruction for US Golf TV and the Sanford Power Golf Academy. And the truth of the matter is that as people get older, generally speaking, their club head speed goes down, but there are some things that we can do to help you navigate that and actually hopefully increase some club head speed. And I can tell you this, if you love golf and you like working on your game, this is the place for you. US Golf TV is the place. Be sure to subscribe, because we got great content coming out on a regular basis. So let's dive right into this. Here's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about what are some things that we can do to help us offset age and actually increase our club head speed. So let's dive right in and talk about, first of all, equipment. This is the easiest one. It's the most obvious one. You've probably already thought about it. But if you got golf gloves that were made 20 years ago, they were made for a guy or a gal who was 20 years younger probably, right? So the first thing you want to do is make sure that you have equipment that's built for your swing speed, but also your skill set, and also, quite frankly, your age. And what you're going to find is that some of the clubs that are built for older golfers are lighter. They have shafts that are more flexible, that allow you to get the ball in the air easier, and can definitely immediately help you pick up some extra distance. The other thing when it comes to equipment is you want to get some hybrids. If you don't have hybrids in your bag, okay, you got to try those hybrids out. They're way easier to hit than the 3-irons and 4-irons and even your 5-irons, and you're going to find that those actually can help you out. So that goes without saying, I think, the equipment part of it. But let's dive into some of the other things, because at the end here, I've got a couple great swing ideas and a couple drills that you can do on the driving range. So let's talk about from a physical standpoint. As we get older, most of us, our balance is probably getting worse. We're not as strong as we once were, and we probably have lacked some flexibility. So what are some things that we can do to offset that? Well, let's talk about the setup. Some basic things that you can do in the setup. So the first thing that you can do is change the way that your feet are positioned. So let me go ahead and demonstrate this. If I take a setup, and let's say that my feet, my toes, are pointed straight ahead, like this at let's say a 0 degree of angle. If I take them and I point them out and flare them just a little bit, 25, 30 degrees maybe, that allows me to turn my hips more, which allows me to rotate my chest more, which allows my arms to travel further, which allows the club to travel further. And those things can allow me to put some length to my swing, which can obviously help me out with some distance. So that's the first thing that you can do, is in your setup, just simply take your toes and point them out a little bit. The next tip that you can do in your setup, specifically with your driver, is you can tilt the upper body. So let me show you what I mean by that. When you're set in there, now I just got an iron, but this is the tip really kind of more for a driver. But as you're set in there, take your lead hip, bump it a little bit towards the target, and here's the key. Take your upper body, your shoulders, and tilt them a little bit away from the target. When your body's in this position, it presets you to hit up on the golf ball. And if you've watched any of our videos before, you know that hitting up on the golf ball actually can give you more distance, because it brings spin down and increases your launch. So those are a couple just simple things that you can do. The third tip I want to give you on the setup, and I got to say this, be sure to leave a comment. If you like these things, or maybe you don't like them, that's fine too. Or maybe more importantly, you have a suggestion that's worked well for you. You might be able to help our fellow golfers. So put those in the comments if you wouldn't mind. But the third thing in your setup I want to talk about is I like sometimes for my older golfers to have a stance that's a little bit wider. And the reason for that is a lot of golfers struggle with balance as they get older. They literally swing and they almost kind of feel like they're going to fall over. And think about other things. When your balance is off, let's say you're walking down the street and there's a patch of ice, or you can tell it's going to be slippery. Instinctively, what do? You slow down because you don't want to fall over, right? The same thing happens in the golf swing. If instinctively, innately, you know when you're swinging the club that you've got a sense that you might fall over, you're not going to swing faster, you're going to swing slower. So that would be the third tip, is maybe take your stance and widen it out a little bit. So hopefully those couple things in terms of the setup can help you out with that. Now, let's talk about some actual swing ideas, and then we're going to get into the drills. So the first swing idea that I want to tell you to feel is I want you to feel like you're really swinging your arms. Now what I mean by that is, let me just go ahead and demonstrate. If I had a swing that was nothing but body, and I really moved a lot from side to side, okay, that's going to require a lot of balance, athleticism, strength, all these types of things that we might struggle with as we get older. But I can make a swing where I just swing my arms. Okay, and I can get a lot of speed. I can get a lot of speed by just simply swinging my arms, and that can help me actually stay in balance, increase my club head speed, and really do a lot of good things there. So that would be the tip that I would give you, is when you head to the golf course, feel like your golf swing is maybe more of an arm motion versus a body motion. All right, so let's talk about some drills now, because I want to tie in some of these drills that I've already mentioned that tie into the balance and the coordination and some of those things. So the first one I want to help you with has to do with the balance. And it's a simple drill. It's been around for years, and we just call it feet together. So let me go ahead and demonstrate it. I'm going to get set up here. I'm going to put my feet together. And whenever I do a drill, I like to make a couple practice swings first of all. And I'm right here, I'm just using my 6-iron to do this drill. I would recommend a 6-iron or 7-iron, something like that. But my feet are together, and I'm just going to swing my arms back and through. And all I'm feeling is I'm just feeling my body stay pretty steady. Now, the first couple times you do this, you might feel your weight kind of going side to side. Okay, but the more you do it, you'll start to feel nice and centered. And the beauty of it, too, is you're going to start to feel what it's like to swing your arms. And as we get older, the easiest way to increase our club head speed is to get our arms going. So that would be tip number one, or drill number one, that I would give you. The next one I want to help you with is what I like to call right-left. This helps with balance. All these drills help with balance, but it helps you with rhythm, tempo, and shifting of weight. Because if you can shift your weight, that's a good thing, because it can increase your club head speed. So once again, pretty simple. I'm going to take my regular setup. When I swing the club to the right side, for me, a right-handed golfer, when the club works up above my right shoulder, I say to myself right, and I make sure my weight or my pressure is on my right foot. When I swing my arms and the club to the left, and the club's over my left shoulder, my lead shoulder, I say left, and I make sure that my weight pressure is on my lead foot. So it looks like this. Right, left, right, left, right, left. Okay, and I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to step up and hit a shot. So let me take it from the top, set in here. I'm going to do the first few motions kind of at maybe 70%. So it's right, left, right, left, right, left. Now I address the ball, and in my head I'm just going to repeat that phrase, right, left. Okay, and what that does is improves rhythm, balance, tempo, and as a result, it increases your club head speed. So that was drill number 2. All right, drill number 3. This one is my favorite, but I have to tell you it's probably the most challenging. So if you don't get it right away, don't get frustrated, because this is a drill that takes a little bit, and it's a pretty dynamic drill, but it teaches balance, stability, and really teaches arm speed. Okay, we call it the circle drill. So I'm going to demonstrate this in slow motion and walk through this. Now, I would say this, be sure that when you do this drill, you don't do tons of them, because it can be a little bit challenging for the arms and things like that. So, regular setup, I'm going to do this drill with a 6-iron. Okay, I'm going to make a backswing. I'm going to swing the club forward through the strike, and then I'm going to circle the club back in front of me. Let me do that again. Backswing, forward swing, circle back in front of me. So it'll look something like this in a little bit quicker speed. Boom. Backswing, forward swing, circle. Notice my body staying nice and steady. My arms are soft and relaxed. Let me do it with the ball, and then we'll talk about it here in a second. So I'm set in here. Boom, back in front of me. Here we go with the ball. Okay, now, the reason this drill works is because in order to do that, you've got to have good stability, good balance. You've got to have relaxed and soft arms. When your arms are relaxed and soft, they pop, they speed, and they accelerate. So that's a drill that you can do. We call it the circle drill. It's a little bit challenging, but it's a great one. So next time you head to the golf course, here's what you're going to do. You got some ideas on what to do actually on the course. You're going to swing more of your arms, right? You got a little bit of ideas on how to set up with the driver, all right? When you're going to go practice, you got a couple really good drills, and if we do these things, we can improve our balance, We can offset some of the lack of strength and flexibility by changing our setup and those types of things. And when we do these things, maybe you'll be the exception. Maybe you'll be the person who actually hits the golf ball farther than you did when you were younger.